We're going to have Jon Pierre is going to come up, who does a lot of HGTV shows. He's got 2 of them in particular that he's working on right now. And then we're going to do a little Q&A with Jon Pierre. And then it's network time till I get ready to shut the bar down, and we'll go home. Rich Drake, as most of you know, is usually up here with me. Richard has gotten sick, so he was not able to make it with us tonight. We've got a lot of vendors in the back of the room. Those of you that have the sign-up sheets, if you've gone around to the vendors, I need you to, at some time tonight, get them up here on the stage, and we'll put them in a bucket, and that way we can draw for this TV up here tonight. Okay? All right, if y'all do that for me. Steph, let's have the vendors. Let's walk through them. I'll do it pretty quick, and then we'll have Mark come up, because I know y'all didn't come here just to see me talk. You want to learn a little something. But let's walk through this, and if y'all would, please support these vendors. They pay a little bit of money here so we can buy the fajitas and buy the beer and things for you. So, again, thank y'all for being here. I'm Eddie Gant with Jet Lending. I'm not up here too much tonight, and that's probably a good thing for you. And we'll roll through the program. All right, Mr. Texas Real Estate, he was standing over here. I'm getting just a little bit of feedback, a little bit of echo feedback, guys. Pay attention for me, please, over there. Mr. Texas Real Estate does a lot of mentoring. He's on the west side, got a big building, and they're doing some type of presentation almost every day. Fast Track Remodeling, Elijah in the back of the room. They do a tremendous job. They're a general contractor. Quest Trust Company. How many of you has got an old 401k just sitting idle, not doing anything with it? Anybody got an old 401k? You need to get with Quest Trust so you can use that money to flip houses with it. IMG, Clint Yates, been with us ever since we started this meeting. Does long-term loans, FHA, and Fannie Mae's. Benchmark Insurance, Javar and Hatham. I don't know how many houses I got insured with those guys, but you don't need an insurance company till you need an insurance company. And I don't know how many. I think we had 26 houses flood during Harvey, and they were carrying the insurance, and you couldn't ask for a more professional group to help you. Traditional Services, Ted, they're a plumbing outfit. Please go see them. Hugo has been with us for a decade. If y'all don't know, we've been running this meeting, except for the time off for COVID in 2020. We're 14 years into this third Wednesday night meeting, and Hugo's been with us pretty close to day one. EXP Realty, Chris Bounds is in the back. TL Global, Teal Lowry and her team is right off to the right over here. They have an owner finance program for you for passive income. You certainly want to check them out. Foundation Check, Brandon. Let me tell you what he does. If your buyer thinks you have foundation problem, but you don't think you do, maybe the buyer's appraiser said you had foundation problem, you can hire Brandon, and if you really don't have foundation problems, he'll come out and give you a report, stamp it with a PE stamp, and save you a whole bunch of money and time. If you do need foundation work, he'll tell you that too, but he's not in the business of selling peers. He's in the business of selling a good report for you, so you may save a little money. Owner Finance Network with Scott Horn. Scott's coming up in just a little bit. Talk for about 5 minutes about what he does. Listing Spark. Aaron, how many of you are real estate agents? How many of you are not real estate agents? You got a couple of choices in the back of the room. You got the EXP folks, and you got Listing Spark that can help you sell your houses on MLS. Title company. Nicole's been my closer for 15 years. I think it's probably the most, but other than insurance, might be your most important vendor that you ever have is your title company. You might say, well, title company is a title company is a title company. Not necessarily. You got to have a title company that's used to working for investors, because it's important to clear Schedule C when you got, we'll just throw a big number, you got $100,000 of profit riding on a deal that's got problems. You need a title company that's willing to go the extra mile to help you close that deal and get you that house. That's Nicole Baker for you. Sunday, Jennifer, she's coming up here. She has an online platform to buy as-is houses and bid on them online. I believe her business is really taking off. It is it's a tech company, and from what I can tell, they're getting a lot of traction. Total Wealth Academy, Steve Davis has been up on this stage several times. I don't know if Steve's here, but all of his guys are in those bright lime shirts in the back of the room. They also have an educational program for you. Trelly, that's another tech company for data. If you don't have MLS and you need data, go see Trelly. Houses to Freedom, George Salas, that is vacation rental management company for you. Okay? I believe that's going to do it. And anybody got something before as Mark comes up on the stage, who's got something they want to throw up here at us that they've been struggling with? Who's got something? I used to do that and couldn't get off the stage because they'd rapid fire. Everybody knows everything now. Got anything? Going once. Going twice. I know. Don't you ask. You're on a 2-question minimum over there. All right, Mark. Here's the clicker, buddy. It's all yours for a little bit.
All right, appreciate you.
And you got Johnny following you.
Johnny's coming next. All right. Thanks, Eddie, for doing that vendor introduction. We do appreciate that. Yeah, so I'm Mark Zimmerman. I'm the president and chief operating officer of Renters Warehouse. Most of y'all know me. Hello. I do want to say real quick I just double click there. I do want to say that you do make sure to go by and visit our vendors. Make sure that you got a vendor passport, right? So you can go by and see the vendors and then put it in a bucket either at the Jet table or at the Renters Warehouse table. So you're in the very good odds for the drawing on the big screen TV. It's always fun to win a big screen TV, right? So make sure you do that. And then we're doing a little something fun too. We've got a cowboy tequila bottle thing in a bopper with shoot glasses and everything. So go by our table and get a little pink ticket. I think your odds are pretty good. Unless you're like me and you've sworn off on tequila, but come by our table too as well. But make sure that you visit all the vendors. We absolutely could not put this event on, like Eddie said, without them. So it's very important to do that. And maybe you'll find somebody you can add to your team that's going to help you, right? So make that happen. So normally I talk about what we do or what we've done and why you want to engage with Renters Warehouse on the property leasing and property management side. But this being our last meeting of the year, this is the time that we kind of reflect. And I wanted to share some crazy information from you guys, especially for those DIYers out there, because these are all things that you've got to do as a landlord as you become a rental property portfolio holder. And if you don't have someone helping you do that, this is the kind of stuff that you're going to have to do. I want to go through these numbers because I think it kind of highlights what our team does to help our clients and to help our residents. So, I mean, right now we currently manage about $128 million worth of rental property. It's just under 900 doors. So we manage a lot of doors. We started 9 years ago with 0 doors and just a couple of employees. And now, as you see here, we actually hired some more employees last year during the pandemic, and we're up to 33 employees now. So we've really been able to grow, and that's from, our clients helping us out by letting us manage and lease their properties. We have about 1,200 residents that we also work with in all those rental properties, and we collected $13 million worth of rent so far this year. $13 million worth of rent. Pretty crazy. The number that I was surprised about is we only evicted 17 people this year so far. 17 people out of 900 properties. Isn't that crazy? Well, the big reason why we were able to keep our evictions down, which we want to do, right? You don't want your resident to leave because then you've got to release the property. It costs you a lot of money. I think is this number right here. $129,000 worth of rental assistance we were able to help our residents get through all the different government programs during the pandemic. Thank you very much. I mean, helping somebody to find that money and understand the programs and understanding what they needed to do to get the money, that's very important. And a lot of people don't know what to do. And so that's why the evictions are so low, is we were able to keep our residents keep paying the rent with government assistance, which means as landlords, we got our rent. Fantastic. Everybody wins. So that number was pretty exciting for me. How about this one? Hats off to our maintenance department that we have. Our 3 maintenance coordinators handled 6,400 maintenance requests this year. 6,400. And I promise you, most of those were leaky pipes breaking at midnight, like I said on the podcast, right? Nothing ever goes wrong at Wednesday at 2 in the afternoon. It's always on the weekend. But, almost 6,500 maintenance requests. We actually leased 261 properties. People are still renting. Our days on market right now are about 17, 18 days. So yes, it's a hard sales market. Yes, people are selling their houses quickly, but guess what? People are renting houses more than ever before too. So it's great to be a landlord, because those people that can't get a house to buy because of the craziness that's going on with the bidding and all that other stuff that you see, they got to live somewhere. Might as well live in your house. So 261 properties we rented. How about this? We renewed almost 300 leases this year. That's fantastic too. Every time a tenant renews and stays in the property, that means you're not paying for a make-ready, right? You're not having vacancy that you're having to pay for and paying a leasing agent to find you another tenant, right? So that's a good thing. And then I'm really happy about these last two, and then I'll get out of your hair. One, we're now at 1,341 five-star Google reviews. And that's, again, speaks well of our team and the job that they do for our clients and our residents. There's no other property management company in Houston that has 1,300 five-star reviews. I promise you can go look at that. And then lastly, we just got awarded last month the winner of distinction from the Better Business Bureau. We've won it every year that we've been open, and it's a big deal. And that, again, speaks well to us. So hopefully I didn't bore you with all these numbers. I think some of them were kind of crazy with the repairs, right, and the evictions and $13 million worth of rent. But it just shows you that this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to think outside the box. We're going to try and keep your resident in the property so you make money. And at, what did I tell Jon Pierre earlier? At $4.30 a day, basically that's what $129 divided by 30 days, $4.30 a day, a price of one Starbucks coffee, that's what it costs for us to manage our property. So it's not going to break the bank. So come and see us. Thank you all the time. Have a great Thanksgiving. We won't see you next month. So have a great Christmas, and we'll see you in January, in the third week of January. Right, Johnny? Yeah. Thanks, guys. Mr. Cash.
Thank you, Mark. Awesome. Hey, what excites me as an asset-based lender, for those of you that are new and haven't been here, Jet Lending's been loaning asset-based loans for 18 years. The excitement, listen, I told Eddie, we were talking about it. We've been in Vegas the last few days for a private lender conference that we go to help raise more money so we can get it in your hands. Is when we started this business, we were loaning 95% of our business was for flippers. Somebody out there trying to find a house cheap, needed the repair money, needed to close quick, 7 to 10 days based off of an asset. If they buy it low enough, how much money were they bringing to closing? Zero. And we were helping those guys become wealthy, analyzing deals for them, teaching them the business. That has changed. With Mark and them over there now, the rental market has, over the last years, has just gone crazy. And the investors, how was it back in 2002, 3, 4, and 5 for investors? You could get no-doc loans, so the landlords were pretty good. But then when they shut that no-doc loan off and everybody's out there writing all their income off, not paying any income taxes, if you weren't a full doc, you weren't able to go refi and hold rental property as an investor. So you had to make a tough decision. And me and Eddie were in that boat too. Do we pay a bunch of taxes and show income so we can go get our long-term financing and grow our rental portfolio, or do we stop? We opted to do it, and thank God we did, because we've accumulated over 200 rentals over the time, and we've since sold about half of those off. But what is it today? The non-QM product is back, and it started coming back before COVID hit, and it was getting attractive. And then COVID hit, and what happened? Man, they tucked their head in that hole and went right back underneath there and just stopped. But things are changing again. And rates, as we all know, have stayed down, and they're historically low right now. The non-QM product, you can get in the 4s now as an investor, that you write off all your income. You need at least a 650 credit score, which is very reasonable. And guess what happens? It is only based off of the rent of that property. If that rent's bringing in $1,500 a month, and you need to borrow X amount of money, and it's costing you $1,200 a month, you're approved if you meet these couple little deals here. So for those of you that like to fix and flip, hey, go make you some money. It's competitive out there. But if you hadn't gotten in this rental business, or built a team. That's why we have all these vendors that have helped us make a lot of people a lot of money over the years and become wealthy. Sit down and talk with us so we can help starting your rental portfolio. You may only do one a year, but guess what? 10 years from now, you may have 20 properties. And if it continues to do what it's doing in Texas now, which Texas has always been a great state for this, even when things across the country tanked, the appreciation, you'll own a lot of wealth there. So y'all come see us back at the Blue Tent. I'm Johnny Hayes. Thank y'all for coming.
All right, where you at? Miss Jennifer Wellborn with Sunday? Where you at? Natalie, are you close by? Come on. We'll come back to Jennifer here in just a second. All right, y'all, this is Natalie with Mr. Texas Real Estate. Come on up and give them a 5-minute spiel on what how you can make them some money. Here you go, dear. Start off telling them, how long have I known you?
Oh, are we telling stories now? 15, 20?
At least.
15, 20 years. I don't know. We've had a lot of fun together, a lot of golf tournaments, Vegas, a lot of memories. If you hang out with Eddie, there's no way you're not having fun. I'll just tell you that. And you'll be leaving with some stories as well. But my name's Natalie Pilkington, and I'm here to talk to you guys about Mr. Texas Real Estate. So Mr. Texas Real Estate has been around for about 2 years, and they've done a lot of neat things. Robert Orfino and Jason Bible are the founders, and Jason Bible's done about 1,000 flips on his own before he came into Mr. Texas Real Estate, along with Robert Orfino, who came in from the California. We don't hold it against him. He's kind of a West Coast, East Coast guy and moved here to Texas because he knew that's where it's at. So he got here as fast as he could. So at Mr. Texas Real Estate, they have quite a few things going on. If you guys have heard of the Texas Real Estate Center, they've got a lot of executive offices. They have conference rooms. They have a lot of things going on. Jet Lending has an office there. But it's just a really neat place where they've got events and everything. But they have something called Real Estate 101, Make It Happen. So if you're new to real estate and you're not quite sure where to start or how to get started, Real Estate 101, Make It Happen is a great place to start. It's an education, online classes, in-person classes, networking, education, just a lot of great. They did 20 events this month alone at Mr. Texas Real Estate. So they're constantly educating and teaching. There's a rehabbers class, rehabbers and wholesalers. There's CE. There's just always stuff going on. They also have, and if you guys stop by the booth, we've got a calendar which has the 2-day class coming up, which is this weekend, Real Estate 101. And we have case study tomorrow. They also have a mastermind, which is a very successful mastermind group. If you get into that group, they will hold you accountable and make sure that you're buying and doing. So if you want to be held accountable and you have some resources, that would be a great place to go. And then if you don't want to do any work and you just want to place your money somewhere and let someone else do the work, they have a Texas Real Estate Appreciation Fund that you can be a part of. And they also have a syndication as well, but you can stop by our table and grab something. There's a lot of neat dynamic things going on, but y'all write the Jingle Jam Day down. That's December 9th. We're going to have an event at the office. You can go to the website and register, but it's kind of caroling. It'll be very Christmas oriented. I think there's roasting chestnuts by the fire. They're already playing Christmas music in the office, if that tells you anything. Y'all playing Christmas music?
What's that, dear?
Are y'all playing Christmas music in your office?
Probably.
Probably. We
might.
He just got back from Vegas. He's playing Elvis in his head right now. If y'all
I had a good time.
saw the Elvis pictures. But you'll want to go and register for the Jingle Jam. That is going to be at Mr. Texas Real Estate, mrtxre.com, and go to the events tab and register for that. You won't want to miss it. All the vendors will be there. Jet will be there. There'll be pass around. There'll be food. There'll be apple cider, all that good stuff. So I think that's really everything I got. You guys won't want to miss our Make It Happen Real Estate 101 though. So.
All right, let's do this. But I want to fire a couple questions at you, maybe to help some people out here.
Yes, sir.
All right, I heard you say if you had no experience, but come on. Mr. Texas Real Estate and that big old building, that can be pretty intimidating. I'm a rookie. I've never done a deal. If I just show up over there, am I really going to be welcome? Am I going to be embarrassed? Am I going to get the how's that going to, for a guy that's never done, or a lady that's never done a deal? Is it, how do I overcome being the intimidation factor walking in over there? Because it's a big place.
Well, you do what I do. You roll around with a bottle of Jose in the back of the car and you take a shot before you go into wherever you're going, and it takes the edge off.
Okay.
So, okay. Thanks, guys. I'll be here very shortly. No. So anyway, no, it's really not intimidating. If you just walk in, everybody is warm and welcoming. Everybody started. You know, what's important is you're getting up and you're going. And I had a conversation with someone just tonight. What's important is you just show up and you take that action. We had a women in real estate event this last week. And it was, you know, and I'm not one to separate by women or men or anything like that. However, it was amazing, the women that showed up and the support that they needed. It was just phenomenal to give them that opportunity to have a safe place to come. And I hate that word, safe place, but it really is to have a place or a venue that they could come and just learn and ask those questions and be a little vulnerable.
Yeah. Well, and I asked the question with a purpose because I know your staff. I know you're going to welcome them. But when they walk into an event like this, or they walk into Mr. Texas Real Estate and they don't know anybody, it's intimidating.
It is.
And that's the reason I ask. I want to make them know that they can come to your organization and it's not as intimidating as they may think.
It's kind of like Jacko Wilco's book, you know, the Dragon Slayer, and I don't know the name of it. My son told me about it, but it's really in the mind, really. Once you show up and you start talking to people and you tell them what your goals are, like I'm just learning or I'm just starting out, people will come forth with information and they will help you out. They will help you be successful as long as you're taking action and steps each way to get better and to be better and stronger. So yeah, not at all.
Gotcha.
Welcome to everybody. Just get out there and start buying real estate.
All righty. Thank you. Hand that microphone to that next young lady. Approaching the stage is Jennifer Wellborn with Sunday. And she's going to tell you about this Fireball company she represents here in Houston.
Yes.
It's all yours, Jennifer. Be sure and hold that mic up close because they hear you better.
Hello. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. How many of you guys have heard of Sunday? A few. How many of you guys are buying properties currently? How many are you looking to buy properties? All right. Well, we can help you in both areas. We're a company.
Hold that mic up. There you go.
We are an online platform that provides vetted properties exclusively for investors. It's free to sign up. We're currently in the Houston market. We're actually in 23 markets across the nation. The biggest advantage is that we give you more than enough documents to make an educated decision for your portfolio, whether it's a property here in Houston, Dallas, Austin, LA, wherever you're looking to purchase. We provide the pictures, we provide the 3D Matterports, home inspections, title reports. All of our properties are typically on there for about 3 to 5 business days. One of the stats that I heard, actually, we had a podcast with our CEO that 53% of our properties that are purchased on our platform are from first-time investors, investors that are flipping anywhere from 1 to 10 properties a year. So the everyday investor, just like everybody that's out here right now. We'd love to help you with your business however we can. I think another big advantage is that we're here local representation. All of our investor advisors, I'm one here in Houston, are investors as well. So we know the market, we've done flips, rentals, we could give you advice. And I think we have one of the best product offerings from just a data perspective to help your portfolio. And that's it in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions, we have a booth in the corner over there. You can sign up directly. Everything is free. There's no cost to you. You can go view any of the properties online.
I got a question for you about you. If I'm a winning bidder online, how long does it take for me to find out I'm winning bidder?
So if you're the winning bidder, we contact you directly after we've met with the homeowners. We've presented the offers. From there,
All right.
If they accept it, we send out the P.
So how long? A day, 2 days, 3 days? What do you think?
I'd say within a day. Within a day.
Within
From there,
a day.
once,
Okay.
once it's confirmed on both
Can I
sides.
use jet lending for my money?
And you can use jet lending
Woo!
for your
I like
lending.
that. All right.
Yep. We've had investors that have signed up from this event. We've had actually 3 companies that have purchased properties.
And you
in the
sold
last 3 months.
houses to people at this meeting. You told me that earlier.
Yes, sir.
Confirmed. They were at this meeting and found you and bought houses.
They found it. They'd never heard of us. Gave us a try. Properties later, done deals.
Okay, good. Scott Horn, if you can hear me, come on. We're ready for you. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you very much. Come on, Mr. Horn. I know you old, but you got to move faster than that. How y'all doing? Y'all ready to see the HGTV whiz over there? All right, me too. I'm excited about that. Mr. Horn, I have your microphone in my right hand, sir. Scott Horn has been around for a long time. He's, I would call, a survivor in this business, an attorney in this business, an Aggie. Any whoops? And I usually hear a bunch of whoops when I do that. An Aggie, an attorney, been in the business a long time, and knows a whole bunch, is a technical term, I guess. This man's pretty darn knowledgeable, y'all. Scott, take it away, sir.
Well, thank you. I'm almost as knowledgeable as this boy is. My boots are better looking, though, but that's about it. So as Eddie said, we do a lot of things in our business. I am a real estate attorney. I'm a title attorney. I am a real estate investor. We do other things. I build houses in Dallas. Our primary industry, though, is the seller finance or the creative finance industry, teaching investors how to buy houses and sell houses using seller financing, because we believe that is the true wealth building principle in our industry. And in 32 years, I always ask the question, what does one of the largest single family investors do? What is the only thing they do? And it is owner financing, guys. At the Owner Finance Network, we are a vertically integrated company. We help the investors with training from our on-site training. We provide legal services for closing, the disclosures you need along the way. And talking about disclosures, there's a new law coming down on January the 1st. It's the new wrap lending law. Our new company called OFN Lending is the solution to that principle, where you step in the middle and we become your lender to help you stay compliant. So if you're in this business, that's an important thing to know. We provide title services, whether you're buying or selling along the way, anywhere in the state of Texas. We provide loan processing. We provide loan servicing and all things in between. So we're here to help you guys out with any of those things you need. We handle business all over the state of Texas, although we're headquartered in Dallas. We do business throughout the state, as well as other states periodically. So if we can help anybody, just let us know. What else you want to know, Eddie?
Well, let's say I want to invest in this owner finance, no passive income business, and I just watched you on the stage for the first time. I go, you know, that might be for me. What's my next step with you? What's my next step? Come see you?
Saw us for the first time?
I just saw you for the first time. I'm in the audience. I'm not Eddie Gant right now.
You're not
I'm
Eddie.
Joe out there. I
Well,
just
you
saw
still need
Scott
help,
Horn.
by the way. I just want you to know that.
What's that?
You still need help.
I know I do.
I'm just saying. What you have to do is you have to get at least a little bit of knowledge of the industry. And so I would suggest you visit our website. Our training programs on there that teach you everything about seller financing from A to Z are extremely reasonable. I've been told we are way, way too low priced. And we're low priced because we're vertically integrated. I don't have to charge $8,000 or $10,000 to train people how to do this business, because I'm able to close your transactions, process, service, provide title services. I'm vertically integrated. That helps y'all save money down the road. But once you take the classes, it helps you learn how to buy homes from sellers who need help. And guys, in this marketplace right now, something, whatever that something is going to happen sometime in the future. I don't know when. I don't think any of us have that crystal ball. but the market, something has to give at some point in time. We can't continue at the pace. With 8.8% of the mortgages in Texas is in default, not counting the forbearances that are out there, which account for about 30% of the mortgages, something has to pop. It can't just keep going like this. Understanding and learning how to play the creative finance game, how to help sellers is huge. How to buy homes with creative financing subject to the existing debt is going to be huge, I think. I would love to say that buying houses for cash using hard money is going to be a huge prevalent issue out there. It's never gone away in 30 years, but I think that just like 2008, 9, 10, when the crash hit, we're getting ready to experience something akin to it. And so learning that knowledge and how to help sellers, how to help 85% of the population who can't qualify for a mortgage will help as well. Learning how to make money in the middle doing all this, helping lenders because they have to foreclose, and learning how to help the market in the neighborhoods because they don't want a foreclosure to put a blight on the marketplace. I think all these things, when that light bulb goes off, how you can help people do that, this business is a lot of fun, guys. And learning how to make that long-term reoccurring cash flow is awesome.
I'm certainly not going to stand up here on this stage and tell y'all I'm an expert on this program because I'm not, but I probably know a little bit more about it than the average person in the audience tonight. And I'm just going to tell you this. I know this program a little bit, and I like it.
Well, thank you. I like you too. But
I didn't say I liked you. I said I like the program.
Oh, the program. Oh, good. Well, we're not taking warm showers together again then, okay?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Horn.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you. Thank you, sir. John, you can come on up here and grab this as I do a little intro for you, sir. Come on up here, buddy. All right. How many of you has the dream of do a big show? Who wants to do an HGTV reality show?
It sounds real fun.
Well, you're at the right spot because this young man, I'm going to call you young man.
Thank you, sir.
Started at the Jet Lending Renters Warehouse meeting how many years ago?
Now we're 6 years ago.
6 years ago. He walks into this meeting as a rookie. Now he's got not one, but 2 HGTV shows. 2 Steps Home and Going for Sold. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Westfield High School.
That's right.
Spring, Texas. We're honored to have you. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you.
I give you the stage, Jon Pierre.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you guys for having me. Eddie, Mark, Rich, I appreciate you guys having me here. It really is a full circle moment for me because I was in this crowd 6 years ago, multiple times, coming here just to try to gain as much knowledge as I possibly could, because there is a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of connects. And so this is a fantastic event that you guys put on. So I'm really, really grateful to be here and give back. Just kind of starting off, I always start our presentations with something about going for something. In this case, being here, it reminds me of what it was like being out there and how hard it is to be bold and to be brave enough to sit out here and say, I'm going to invest in real estate. I'm going to put my money, I'm going to gamble. It's extremely hard to do. And so I really am talking to, although I know there's a huge variety of knowledge out here, I really want to talk to those who are kind of coming here for the first or second time and like, man, I really have no idea what I'm doing. And it's okay, because everyone starts there at some point. So a little bit of our background. My wife and I, we have 2 kids. She couldn't be here tonight because she's watching our 2 kids who are 6 and 4. I come from the oil industry. I was in the oil industry for 15 years with my family, and she was a flight attendant, kind of flew all over the world. She worked for American Airlines. She also flew charter flights for the U.S. military, taking them to and from their bases all over the world, Kuwait, Germany, Japan. And so she got to see a lot of the world. I think I've seen like 3 countries, maybe. And we have 2 kids, and we kind of got to that point in life where we had our first baby. She was 4 months old, and I was kind of thinking about how can I try to create the life that I actually want for myself. How can I step out of the shadow of my family and create something that I can call my own? And at the time, ironically, we were watching a lot of HGTV, and at that time, flipping shows were huge. Like there was probably 10 of them on HGTV. You could watch it probably from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. every single day. And I came home. The world was kind of putting things in motion. Oil was down that year. That was 2015. My dad was like, hey, man, you're great and all, but I don't want to pay you anymore. So I think you need to figure something else out. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I got to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna flip houses, and I have zero idea on how to do it. I have no knowledge outside of the do-it-yourself and the knowledge that my dad gave me to fix things. And so I went home that day. My wife was getting ready to go back out being a flight attendant. And I told her that we're going to flip houses. I'm going to quit my job and we're going to flip houses. And she married me because I had a stable life. I had a great income, had a house, everything was awesome. I walk into the house, we're going to flip houses with a new baby, and you're about to leave and go back out on the road or in the air to fly. She was like, you're out of your mind. We're not doing that. That's not happening. And I was like, no, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I told her that like 4 times. It's going to be great. I had no idea what I was going to do, but I told her it would be great. And so we started our journey into flipping houses. And I came here probably 4 or 5 times. Our first contractor was Fast Track Remodeling. Elijah, they were fantastic. I picked them up from this meeting. We ended up getting a loan. We went through a hard money loan for the very first property. The biggest thing that I want to talk about tonight really is about the emotional fortitude that you have to start in this business. And for all those who have kind of been in this business for a while, you know the ups and downs that come with being an entrepreneur. It's extremely hard to buy your first house mentally, not necessarily with the money or anything, but it's extremely hard to get over that barrier of, I'm going to risk myself and my livelihood to try to pursue a dream. We passed on probably 15 houses that I thought were good deals, but because I was too scared, I didn't do it. We finally bought a house that was 1 block from our house that we lived in. And I was like, man, this is it. I had talked to, speaking of Mark, he owned a We Buy Ugly Houses franchise. I talked to someone else who owned a We Buy Ugly Houses franchise in Phoenix. And he said, listen, you can do it one of 2 ways. You can either pay somebody $30,000, $40,000 to go to one of those real estate investment courses, or you can just buy a house, be willing to lose the money you're going to spend on that course, and learn everything you need to learn, right? So I was like, oh, well, okay. So I called my wife. I was like, hey, there's this house. It's right down the street. We should do it. And she was like, listen, man, you passed up houses for the last 6 months. Just buy a house and let's do this. So we bought the house, and that is the house. She flew in from Phoenix that day to sign the paperwork with me and then flew right back out. That's her and her American Airlines outfit at that time. So she flew in. You can't see it, but this right here, this little corner right there, that little is the bassinet that our baby was in. So we buy the house. We start renovating it. I made 3 mistakes to buy this house. Number 1, I bought it for too much. Number 2, I thought I could renovate it for less than what we ended up renovating it for. And 3, I thought I could sell it for more than I thought I could sell it for. All 3 of those mistakes are the main things that you have to know whenever you buy a house. And I didn't know any of them. So we bought the house, started renovating it. It was a beautiful home. I thought I could sell it for $200,000. We ended up selling it for $175,000, and I lost $10,000 over the course of 9 months. So going for broke, I told my wife that it would be great, and she asked, how long would you do it? And I said, until we lose everything. Until we lose everything. We're going to do this until we lose everything. So we took the rest of our money that we had, and we bought another house. I partnered on that with one of my best friends, pretty much my brother. We put our money into it. We probably had $5,000 or $10,000 left in the bank, all of our banks, everything together. That house sold in 2 days for $20,000 over what we thought we could sell it for. And that house saved us, literally, because we held on to that house for 3 more months. And it was a hard money loan. If y'all have experience with hard money loans, you know how much they cost, right? So by that second house, I had reinvigorated her spirits. She was ready to jump on board, kind of, sort of, because she was still feeling the loss of that first house that we did. And we kind of came to this conclusion about how we're going to navigate this world. And almost none of it had to do with business. It all had to do with our emotional and mental attitude about how we were going to approach it. First one was trust your instincts. We didn't have a lot of knowledge, so we had to kind of go on our own backgrounds. Hers from being a manager at hotels and being a manager on planes. Me grinding with my dad and my mom and my brother and my sister trying to build a business. Trust your instincts. It's so important. If you feel like something is good, you should go for it. If you feel like something is bad, you probably shouldn't do it. If you don't know, you should find out. Trust your instincts. Stay true to your core values. I just had a conversation on the way here. One of my trades, he's a great guy. The only reason I've actually done business with him is because he's a good guy. He's a good guy. On the way here, I called him for a connect for something else, and he told me his mom died that day, today. And I almost started crying on the way here because he's such a good guy. And one of my core values is you only work with good people, period. Doesn't matter if they cost you more, if they have their faults, as long as it's not about business, but you have to deal with good people. And that's one of my core values. Remember the whys. We had a baby. I was making this whole new adventure. Why was I doing this? And my reason was because I was going to live a life that I was passionate about and that I wanted to live. I wasn't going to chase money because I had a good job. I didn't want to be a millionaire. I wanted to do what I actually genuinely loved. And renovating houses and chasing my own ability to be the man in my household was what I wanted to do. And then one of the things we quickly learned was you have to be able to execute in the face of diversity. All of my experienced entrepreneurs know that you're going to come across hurdles. You're going to come across things that are going to throw you off your path, make your day feel like crap, keep you up at night figuring out what you're going to do about this problem. You have to be able to wake up that next day and execute, because you won't make it to the next day if you don't finish that day out. And lastly, you have to be able to work. And that became very prominent whenever we got into our third flip. On our third flip, because I was so scared, the only way that I could figure out how to manage my own anxiety and my own fear was I hated social media, but I was like, man, my kid is here. She's doing this really cool thing. She's playing with the tools. I'm going to start making videos of my kids and post them on Instagram and YouTube, and just let them enjoy the process of what we're doing. And by that time, on our third flip, production companies started calling us and emailing us. And I was like, this is stupid. That's not real. And literally, I think we had 3 production companies in our email, and they sat in there for about 2 weeks because I didn't even open them. I thought it was stupid. I was like, there's no way that's real. Eventually, one of those production companies called us and was like, hey, we emailed you. And I was like, oh, it's real. Oh, hey, okay, what's going on? So we started talking about the ideas of possibly making a TV show, and I'm not going to get into the details of how that works, but you have to go through a lot of steps and do a lot of things in order to get somebody to approve you to be on TV. We went through that process. In that time, my wife was pregnant with our son, and we got greenlit for a pilot show. We started filming our pilot for Going for Sold when our son was 8 weeks old. And now he's 4. And so we've been on TV his whole life, which is pretty cool. That said, that process is grueling. And filming a TV show, although it is an amazing experience, it will show you, I think I was telling Mark this, I guarantee you, it will show you every weakness that you have as a business. It'll show you every weakness that you have as a person. It'll show you every weakness that you have as a group. and it tests you. And the only way you get through it is working your butt off. There were many nights that we didn't sleep because we had to finish a house to reveal it for TV the next day, and so I would work all the way through the night. That said, what you see on TV and what you see on social media isn't reality. Not that it's not real, but there's so much more to what happens in life. And for all you guys that are out here, for your first time, understand that while you hear about how much money you can make, it takes an incredible amount of work. It takes an incredible amount of will for you to fight through to get to that point. It doesn't happen overnight, even though TV kind of happened for us overnight, right? We were the exception to that rule. The lessons that I learned through the process of filming 2 shows, number one was create processes. The one thing that we were missing as we were filming TV, real quick backdrop, when we started filming our show, we were renovating 2 houses every 6 months. We started filming our TV show on our 6th flip. And we went from renovating 2 houses every 6 months to renovating 6 houses in 18 weeks. If you don't have a process, you will be what we were, which was never sleeping, always tired, always hungry, always stressed, not knowing where the money's coming, not knowing where the money's going. It sucks. That part of it sucks. And so the main thing we learned from that is that you have to create processes. You have to figure out how you're going to document everything that you put into a house, how you're going to manage your money, how you're going to deal with the fact that what you thought the plan was going to be doesn't turn out the plan. You need to make sure that you're putting your processes into place. And that for us is an ever-evolving part of our business. We're always trying to figure out how we can make our processes better. I think every time Eddie jumped up here, he said, "Are there any questions?" And there was rarely a question. It's so important for you to find a mentor, find a guide, and ask questions. There are no stupid questions. There's no pride to be lost by trying to learn more, by trying to find somebody who can help you, because they are out there and people want to help. So you have to find a mentor. You have to find someone who can guide you, and you can always and should always ask questions. And lastly, probably the most important thing for me is believing in yourself and manifesting your own destiny. And my wife has an unbelievable ability to do that. Manifest the dreams, put into action, and actually believe. She told me this the day before yesterday. She said that I never realized that you can never dream big enough. You can always dream bigger than whatever it is that you're dreaming. And that's whether you're a millionaire, a billionaire, a zero-air, whatever it is. You can always dream bigger. So never stop dreaming big. Now, as we move forward where we are now, because of our TV shows, we started off really in the investing world, going for sold. That was strictly about flipping houses. Because Mary has such a great design eye, people started calling us to renovate their houses like what they saw on TV. That kind of led to the opportunity to create 2 Steps Home, which was where we would help someone get their house ready to sell for a smaller budget. Then I would help them find their next house, and we would turn their next house into their dream home. So Mary's design, as it evolved, it went from flipping to designing on a budget and going for in 2 Steps Home to now designing whatever she wanted to a much larger budget. And that kind of really fit her wheelhouse. That really kind of sparked her own desires inside. And so that's what we do now. The biggest part of our success right now is finding your tribe. Finding people that you can invest in that are going to believe not only in what you're doing, but equally you believe in what they're doing and what their aspirations are. I think it's very important that you find people who want to pour into you, but also that you want to pour into them. That's very, very important. Find your tribe. Step into the unknown. Mary calls it shooting your shot. Over the last 6 months, she's been shooting her shot, doing all kinds of Instagrams, reaching out to Essence Magazine, reaching out to this person over here and that person over there. And because she's been shooting her shots, now her desire and her fire for design is giving her all kinds of opportunities. I'm learning from her right now about how important it is to shoot your shot, because you never know, nothing changes when someone tells you no. Whatever you're doing, it stays the same. But if you shoot your shot and you get one yes, it can change your life. Literally, it can change your life. So shoot your shots. And then one of the things that I've always dealt with is how fear is your savior, but it's also your barrier. Most of us, when we get scared of things, will either flight, stay still. Some of us are fighters. That's not me. I'm more of like a stay still guy whenever I get scared. You never know what's on the other side of your fear. I'm reading Will Smith's book right now, and he talks about that. You never know what's on the other side of what you don't know. So you should always be fighting to create your own opportunities. There's so much opportunity in here, just walking around, random people. I think the first time I came in here, I maybe talked to like 2 people. And then the next time I came and talked to maybe like 4 people. But the more you talk and the more you put your fears aside and you step into the unknown and you talk to some random person, you can have the most amazing conversation. You can make the most amazing connection, and it can change your entire scope of what you do here and what it becomes. Lastly, you have to enjoy the journey. That's why I'm in it. We're here. I'm literally standing on the stage because I made the commitment to enjoy my life, enjoy my journey, and know that whatever it is I think is my precipice, there's something after that. The journey is your entire life. There's no goal that you're going to reach that's going to make you stop. There's always something after that. Know that whatever your accomplishment, whatever your dreams are, whatever it is you think you're trying to accomplish in the investment world, in the real estate world, it doesn't stop when you get to that accomplishment. You got to keep going and enjoy the journey. That's pretty much all I have, guys. I love questions. If you have questions, feel free to ask us. Let's get to it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
So if anybody has any questions for Jon Pierre, just raise your hand, and he's going to help out on stage. On the other side, all right. Now's the time to ask.
I'm sorry, was I supposed to go over here? I thought I was supposed to come back up on this side of the stage. All right, now you remember he's on a 2 question max. So,
Yes, sir.
speak up. Can't hear you.
There we go. When I was having difficulties getting the loan, how did I get the loan? So the very first flip we did was a hard money loan. Because I had saved money on the side, I was buying a house that in my brain I knew was too much, but I had to do it. And so I used a portion of my own money to finance the hard. How much of my own money did I use? I put in $15,000 of my own money. Right. And then the house we bought, it was, I think the stats were, we bought it for $140,000. I think we planned on renovating it for about $25,000.
What was the interest rate?
Interest rate was 12%.
Wow,
Hard money loans, 12% interest. That sucks.
So how much each month did you pay?
So I paid $1,200 every month. And we held it for 9 months.
It's always a great motivator to make you move quick to flip that house, right?
Man, I'm telling you.
Hey, before the next question, if you've got your drawings for the vendors, we're going to need to we're going to need to grab all of those because we're going to give away this TV here in just a little bit.
Absolutely. Here's a question. Good. Right up here in front, Jon Pierre.
Yes.
Are you currently still investing in real estate?
So currently, no, but because of all the things that I have done, there's always opportunities. So I never say no to a good deal. That's one of the things I did learn, thankfully. I don't say no to a good deal, but it's probably been about nine months since we actually flipped a house.
I am, but I have a radio face.
All right, right here in the back, Jon Pierre.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
How did you find the homes to flip?
Oh, it's a great question. So it started networking here. I started getting on a lot of, wholesalers lists. Then I started going to the Harris County website for auctions. And then I would go to the auctions that they had every month. I know they stopped those for quite a while during COVID. Did they start doing those again, the county auctions?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so those are back on. So I would go to those auctions, would be a place I would look. I would door knock. Man, that is the most terrifying experience ever. Walking up to a random door and just knocking on it. Hey, can I buy your house? Like that, man, I'll tell you a quick story. I don't know, how much time do I have, Eddie?
No, you're good.
Good, oh, I'm good, okay. So, door knocking. I put together a list, got in my car, I was by myself. I drove around to 8 properties. I drove up to the first house. I was like, man, I think they're home. Let's go to the next one. Went to the next house. Man, there might be a dog in the yard. And I'm not making this up. This is serious. There's a dog in the yard. Nah, they're probably mean. Let me go to the next one. Thank you. Went to the next house. Oh, looks like nobody's home. All right, let's try it. Get out my car, walk up. The door's like where Eddie is. I'm getting closer. Nah, let's go to the next one. I drove around to 8 houses, didn't knock on one door. 2 days later, I told my friend to come with me. For whatever reason, for me, when I'm by myself, my brain is like on fire with talking to myself, right? And the person in your brain is always like your worst enemy. So I had my friend come, and he was like, man, are you sure you're gonna do this? I'm like, man, it's gonna be great. Let's do this. Man, yeah, I'm good. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So we went up to the very first house. I go up. I was about to turn around, but my friend was in his car waiting on me to knock on this door. So I knock on the door. I stand back far away because I'm like, man, they might pull out a gun. I don't know. I have no idea what's gonna happen right now. A lady peers through her curtain, her little window on the side. She opens the door, and I said, "Hi, I saw your house. Looks like it's gonna go for an auction. I wanted to see if you're interested in letting me buy your house." She steps out. We have a quick 3-minute conversation. She said to me, "God put you in front of my door." And she came up and she gave me a hug. And I started crying. It was the most revealing conversation that I'd ever had in my life on so many levels, mainly because fear is so strong and pervasive in your heart. She opened up my door and opened up my world into what's on the other side of fear. And I saved her, right? I helped her. I sold that house. Her daughter was buying a house. I'm a realtor. I helped her buy her house. She, a year later, got on her feet. I helped her buy a house, right? So that's how I did it. I knocked on, in my entire existence, I knocked on 12 doors, and I got 7 deals out of those 12 doors. So that's that.
Here's one over here.
So my only question is, in the midst of adversity, how do you manage to still focus on a mission?
That's something I struggle with to this day. in kind of my process of going from working for a job to working for myself, I took kind of like a self-discovery course. And one of the things that I learned was that voice in your head, the one that I'm talking about, that voice is not real. But it's real, but it's not real. And so for 3 months after I took that course, I told myself that whatever that voice tells me not to do, I'm gonna do it, right? So whenever it said, don't call your mom, I just picked up the phone and I called her. And I practiced it for 3 straight months. And so even today, like right now, we went to Tulum, and we went to this cenote. Cenote is kind of like an underwater cave. And there was a diving board. If that's the water, it was probably about where the ceiling is. And I went up to it and I looked over the edge, and they had a light in the water, and the water was like super clear. So the light showed up. You could not tell where the water was from the platform because the water was so clear and all you saw was the light down there. So it looked like that light was like 100 feet away, right? And so I stepped back, I looked again, looked over my shoulder. The same friend who went with me to go knock on doors, he came with me to Tulum. And I looked at it, and my brain said, don't. And I took 1 step back, and I just took off running and jumped, right? And so it's the practice of not listening to that voice, because that voice is going to tell you that the adversity is too much. It's always too much. You can't do it. You can't handle it. What happens if you fail? It doesn't matter. You just jump. That's
Just
it.
jump. Just jump. Anybody have any questions? Aha.
I love your hat.
This has been a great storytelling. You have done really a good job.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. And also of even your fears, thank you. And bringing your wife in and how much she meant in the business and your marriage and your kids. It has been great. Okay, now my question. Tell me your name and tell me your business now. Let's do a
Thank
pitch.
you. I'm terrible at self-promotion.
You can pay me later.
Yes, thank you, because I never talk about myself. So our business is Harper Raine Homes. It's named after our first daughter. My biggest problem is we have a son who doesn't have a business named after him, so we got to figure that out pretty quickly. Harper Raine Homes. We renovate houses here in the Houston area, the greater Houston area. On Instagram, it's at Harper Raine Homes. Facebook at Harper Raine Homes. On Instagram, I'm Jon Pierre TJP. My wife is Mary TJP. TJP is our last name. That's short for a much longer name. That's a whole nother story. But that's right. So thank you for that. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
No.
All right. Well, we need to give away a TV here in just a second. But I think, are you coming up?
Thank you, guys.
Hold on.
Hold on.
You ain't going anywhere yet.
We got to make Jon Pierre draw so it's fair.
Oh, here we go. Okay, all right, let me see here.
Unless he wins.
Give him the mic. What? I don't have another mic. Oh, Lord.
We're giving away some tequila. Anyone who gave Renter's Warehouse and Jet their information, you get the shot to win this good tequila. It doesn't just look good, it is good.
So tequila and TVs, I like that.
So how are we giving that away?
We're giving away the drawing right here.
Okay,
Giving away the
give out a
drawing
number.
right here. Just pick the ticket, and off you go. Somebody else pick it since I have.
Jon Pierre,
I'm picking the ticket.
you
All right, here we
pick
go.
the ticket. Does everybody have tickets out there?
If you've got a
I didn't
pink
get
ticket,
one.
you may not have been by our booth, but grab your pink ticket, and the
Gotta be
last
present
3 digits
when.
are probably good. What's the last 3 digits?
Last 3 only. 023.
23. Who's got 23 at the end of their ticket?
There it
Hey,
is.
Hey,
All
all
right.
right.
I know him. Better check his ticket.
Nice. All right.
Better
Come
check
on
his
up and-
ticket. Better check his ticket. I know him.
I love it. So we'll get a picture
All right.
of you with the tequila. Okay, now let's go
All right.
TV. Jon Pierre's going to work on that TV
All
drawing.
right, Jon Pierre, you grab
Got this one.
You grab one out of there.
Let me see here.
I used to grab them, but I got accused of cheating.
There we go.
All right, who do we got here?
Wilbert L. Williams. Wilbur?
Hey, right over there, Wilbur. Nice job.
Hey, you got a TV at home? Oh, you do have? Well, you're not eligible then.
Just kidding.
If you already own a TV, you're not eligible. No. Now you got a new 50-inch TV going home.
All right.
It's yours, brother.
All right. Thanks.
Congratulations. All right. Okay, these vendors need some business. Jet Lending needs to loan some more money. Renters Warehouse needs to manage some more houses. We will be live third Wednesday in January. So we hope everybody comes back. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the drinks, enjoyed the fajitas. We're going to be here for a little while, so y'all go network. Go on, go network. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. Good night.